So coming to the this is a SnowPro Core, okay, COF C02. C02 is the latest one, okay. So earlier before, okay, the starting version of this SnowPro Core is the COF C01. Okay, that's a pretty old one. So from last year 2022, I think September onwards. So that's where the C02 exam was updated instead of C01. Okay, and it's exactly matching with the 90% of the course with C01 as well. Okay, and in terms of the domains wise, where and all they'll ask the content wise, today we'll discuss everything. And after that, I'll share the documentation as well. So which I'm having the dumps wise point of view. Okay, so let's get started. And this is a basic one. I can say this is a entry point certification. Go with the any advanced level certification where you can go for the advanced data engineer, data scientist, and few more things for there. For all of those architect level, okay, everything. So if you want to go for any advanced level, yes, must and should first we have to clear the SnowPro core. Then we'll go for the rest of the advanced certifications. Okay, so here the detailed exam guide, how to do and where and all we needs to prepare here. Okay, so first thing is when it comes to the exam guide, right? So we'll be having the these things. Let me here. We'll start from here. So this is an index only. Yeah. So this exam content format, right? So we'll be having the most of the questions will be related to these following domains only. We'll be having the how to load the data and transforming the data in Snowflake. So loading the data means, so what are the different possibility ways we can load the data to Snowflake using the external stage or by creating the internal stage, or how can we load the data from the existing machine, okay? And what is the copy into command involves, okay? And next one is related to the warehouse performance and concurrency, and it's a completely the questions will be on warehouse management, okay, how to create the resource monitors on top of this warehouse, the size and what are different sizes are available, everything. And so DDL DML we already know, so it's a data definition language as well as the data manipulation queries in terms of create, update, okay, create, alter, drop, truncate. And when it comes to the DML, we'll be having the insert, update, delete, okay. These all things we can do. And when it comes to the next one is a semi-structured and structured. So where we're going to dealt with the JSON format data, mostly JSON format data. And for the JSON format data, we have the separate data type in Snowflake. That's a variant. So where we'll be having the multiple questions on the handling the semi-structured data only. Okay. And so this is a one more important thing. So cloning and a time travel option as well. So cloning is nothing but how can we copy the data from the one environment to another environment. Okay. Cloning the data means or one database to another database, or copying the data from the one location to means one table to another table. Okay, everything. And data sharing is we already know. So as I mentioned, where we can share our data with someone else who is not part of a Snowflake account, also we can share them by creating the reader account. Okay, and how we can share securely share with the internal or some people as well by creating the secure sharing as well. Okay. And this is a account level structure and management. So it deals with all access level, okay, or role, and few more things. This is all completely into account structure and management. Okay. And they have mentioned like a 6 months of experience on the complete end to end, but it's not required. So more in my organization, so far we completed 400 plus certifications. People who prepared just 1 month, only 1 month. I mean, they have been completely into this training and going through the documentation, and we have some dumps as well. So using that dumps, so they we all are cleared the certifications. Anyway, I'll share those documents as well with you. But meanwhile, we'll go and understand the how these things will work internally. This prerequisites knowledge. Okay. Anyway, we already know some basic cloud concepts, and SQL is enough to understand this one. Yeah. Next one is the exam format for the core certification. Okay. So this exam version is a COFC02. So this is the latest version from September 2022 onwards, and total number of questions will be 100 questions will be there, and question types would be there. So we'll be having the multiple questions and multiple choice. At the same time, we'll be having the scenario based questions as well. So where we're supposed to be read the 5 lines of a scenario based question, and we have to answer which one is the feasible and which one is the correct to it will fit into the that situation. Okay, we'll be having the scale out and scaling feature. Okay, so that we need to understand when to use what. Okay, if you know the core concepts really good, then you can easily able to answer the scenario based questions. Scenario based questions are very tricky, very tricky. Okay, so make sure that so we have to just understand the core concepts very well. And coming to the time, we'll be having the 115 minutes. And as of now, this exam is available in English as well as the Japanese. And must and should we should score 750 plus. That means 75%, and no negative marking. No negative marking for this exam. So for any doubts, this exam format and certification, and I'll tell you what all and all points also be supposed to be follow. I'll let you know in a couple of minutes. So meanwhile, any doubts so for the till the exam format for certification?
So do they give a percentage, Surya? This, admin for 30 percentage, SQL for 40 percentage, something like that, split up.
Yes, yeah, we do have that domain wise percentage questions also
Oh,
will be having. Yeah,
okay.
I'm coming to that section in just a few minutes session.
Good.
So no doubts, right, tell this section what we discussed now. Okay. Yeah, now this is a kind of a recertification. Anyway, we are not doing a recertification because recertification is what, right? Earlier, if you already cleared a C01 and you want to do the advanced, okay, not advanced, the newest certification on top of the existing one, then we'll go for the recertification. Recertification. So that's the reason we have the R02, R02, and instead of 100 questions, now you're gonna get the only 60 questions. Okay, and the Snowflake certification is valid for up to 2 years. After 2 years, again, if you want to just do the recertification on top of the same core, then you'll go for the recertification. But this time you'll get only 60 questions, and for 90 minutes, same format only again. And if you see, and if you want to do the recertification, must and should be already cleared the SnowPro Core. It's a prerequisite for doing the recertification. So the naming itself defines that, right? Recertification. That's what. And Shabri, for your question, so this is what, right? So
Yeah,
domain-wise the breakdown.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So this is domain-wise the breakdown, right? So where we'll be having the weightage of the covered in the exam. Okay. So we'll be having the Snowflake cloud features and architecture will get there on a 25% of questions. Okay. Account access and security level will be having a 20%, and no need to worry. So the subtopics I'll discuss in few minutes. Okay. the data load, sorry, performance concept wise. Earlier performance concept, the C01 exam, we used to get around 20% of weightage. But now they decreased to 15%, and they have added the data loading and unloading activity as well as the data transformations as well. Data transformations previous it was only 10%. 10%. So the transformations are nothing but they're going to ask you question like, for example, there is a string caller would be there. I would like to get the first only two characters. So for that we have to use a substring. Okay, in multiple choice, they're going to give you different ways to fetch the substring. So we need to identify which one is the correct. They're going to use substring only, but the substring starts with 0 comma 1 or 1 comma 2. So little bit confusion would be there in the multiple choice questions. So in terms of the data transformations question. So we have to make sure that so we'll be having the more concentration on the Snowflake data complete because this is basic level exam, right? No need to worry about the in-depth knowledge of the how the Snowflake is internally doing. Only focus on the how the entire architecture was designed, okay, access and then security wise, the basic performance wise, and a few things on the data loading and unloading activities, okay, and data transformations, so which is going to plays a very crucial role, and data protection as well as the data sharing. Okay, so this is all about the domain wise breakdown. So now we'll go ahead and discuss about the outline, that means internally for data cloud and future, what are all subjects, what are all internal things we need to follow. I'll tell you. Meanwhile, any doubts, Shabari, here, the domain wise breakdown?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, we'll discuss now again domain-wise the subtopics here. So first thing is we'll be having the data cloud features and architectures. We'll be having the very basic things. So what is elastic storage? What is a compute? Okay, what are the different three distinct layers of the Snowflake? Like we already covered, right? So one is access level management, the complete cloud services, and one is the data storage, and second one is the only processing layer. Total three. Okay, and different cloud partner categories. Okay, anyway, that we're going to discuss it once we comes to the third party connectors like Snowflake, CLI, okay, JDBC, ODBC connector, different types. Okay, and this is a somewhat important, so which it deals with the user interface. So user interface means this is the one which we are connecting to the snow site, right? So the one which you are using it, this is a snow site. Snow site is the name. So for the web UI, earlier we had a classic console. Right now a classic console is they were not support, they were not giving the access to go to the classic console. Maybe they have completely removed that. So now we're supposed to be use the only snow site. They're going to ask you multiple questions, so what are all options available and where and all you can do the changes. Okay, so this is all about the Snowflake user interface and snow site. Snow site is nothing but this one only. Okay, and as I mentioned, just we got the partner connects, right? Partner categories and everything, those all will come here. If I click on the partner connect, right? So these all are the different partner connect where we can able to pull the data in terms of the business intelligence. Okay, this is a, CACD level. Okay, and this is a data integration. Okay, all tricks where we can able to configure the DBT, Fivetron. Okay, the Fivetron is we implemented so many things using Fivetron, DBT, and also we configured Tableau over here. I think Tableau was not mentioned here. Okay, a few more things, some data science, data machine learning related. Okay, all these. I mean, they're gonna ask you. So, what kind of a category it will come under? For example, they give you. This is the okay. Let's take the. See, this is the one H2O. They're gonna ask you like So we'll be having the partner connect as a H2O on which category? It's a data science and machine learning. Data science and machine learning. So these kind of questions we may get in terms of the partner connect. So we have a lot of things. I don't know why we have only few, but in classic console where we could able to see a lot of partner connectors. I don't know. Maybe for this is my trial account, right? So that's the reason I'm not able to see the all. But usually we'll be having a lot of partner connect options. But anyway, that's not required for us now. Let's go to the next one. So this is the next one, Snowflake drivers. So what kind of drivers are available? Like Snowflake, we have this NoSQL, right? So that's a one, and JDBC, ODBC drivers, and we'll be having some internal drivers to connect with a Snowflake. So they're gonna ask you questions on that. And SQL scripting is nothing but where we can mention the multiple SQL commands into one file, and we can execute all at once by using the SnowSQL, the CLI format we can able to execute. Okay. And it's a Snowpark. Snowpark is nothing but so when we trying to integrate the Spark application with the Snowflake, then we're calling it as a Snowpark. It's very simple. I think if you have any experience on the PySpark or a Scala Spark. So where we used to create one of the entry point to the Spark application, right? That's a Spark session. So similar to that, for Snowflake also we have to create one entry point that is also Spark session only, but internally we have to configure it to Snowpark. So from there we can able to access the all the tables information from the Snowflake, and we can able to perform all kind of operations within the Spark. And the next one is the catalogs and objects. So as I mentioned, right, in Snowflake, so we'll be having the high level master kind of objects level. So this all will come under as a catalog and objects, database, schemas, tables, views, okay, views types of table types as well as the data types, user defined functions or user defined table functions. SP, stored procedure, stream, task, pipes, shades, sequences, these all will come under as a Snowflake catalog only and objects. Okay. And we'll be having a storage concept. So this is very important how the data is getting stored into the Snowflake in terms of how micro partitions concept, like how we're having in the block concept in the Hadoop. Similar way, and we can able to monitor the storage as well, how much data we are storing into the Snowflake account, we can do that. Okay. And next one is we'll be having a account access and security level. So these things we yesterday covered a little bit, right? So in terms of the single sign-on, federated authentication, multi-factor authentication, and few network policies and security, like where we can able to do the inbound and outbound connections. For example, where I can do the whitelist IP addresses. That means I can able to configure if I got the request from this particular IP address, then it's a valid IP address. It's a whitelist, or else I can make it to the blacklist as well. That means so if you enter that IP address into that particular blacklist, right? So we cannot able to connect to the Snowflake account furtherly. So those are kind of network policies. Okay. And this is, as I mentioned, right, where we're gonna create the one from top to bottom, like parent to child. Again, for the child is drill down into again children. So these kind of that hierarchy we can able to define that within the Snowflake by creating the role-based mechanism. That's we can call it as a RBAC, rollback access control. Okay, so those things, so we can able to do that. And so these are some extra security related, okay, accounts, organization, databases, secure views. Okay, and this information schemas is nothing but so whatever you have created, okay, let me show you. This is going to plays a very crucial role in real time also, and this access history as well. This is going to play a very crucial role. So what does it mean, right? So that access history, the previous history, whatever data you have created it. For example, previously we have created a few tables, right, in the public. We didn't create any tables. Okay, let me open the few tables here. Okay, here I have created the two tables, right, for testing purpose. So here whenever you created the database, simply by default it will create the two schemas. We already discussed, right? So one is information schema, second one is a public. If I go to the information schema, that's what here they're talking about, this information schemas. This will maintain the complete end-to-end all kind of information. Okay, for example, now I want to know without opening any other document, without opening any other database, by using this information schema, I can able to get to know that okay, how many number of file formats was involved in this database, how many replications, how many pipes got created, how many tables got created. Everything will be, it will be maintained. It's kind of a metadata. Let's see one by one by one. Now see the tables. If I go here, total I'm having the what are the tables I'm having, these many number of columns will be there. Let's get a query from one of the table. You'll get to know that. Let's duplicate this one. No, we have to query, we can't directly see the data. Oh, no, we can see, but see, let's see the data. Shabri and everyone able to see, right? This is a sample data I can able to see. Okay, we can also execute from here as well by using the worksheets. Also, we can do that. Select star from freedom information schema dot tables. Okay, so this is the metadata. Right now we are not directly executing on the data. So right now we're getting the data from the metadata. Now if I execute this one, right, so this will gives the overall under my this particular freedom pay catalog, freedom pay database. Now I got the complete picture. Okay, how many schemas were defined? Total two schemas. Am I correct or not? Two schemas, right? Information
Yes,
schema, public.
system tables. Right? In Oracle, we have a system tables. Yeah, sys
Exactly.
tables.
In my
Mm.
MySQL also we have the MySQL database.
Yeah.
So similar to that in Snowflake also we have the information schema. This is gonna give the complete details. Is the table, who is the table owner, who created this one, what's a base table. It's dependent on any other table. Okay, it's a view or it's a transient table. Any clustering keys, how many number of records were there, retention time, so 1 day, as well as the few more details, all the details. Can we insert the data into the table? Yes. Is a type. So all these things when it was created, last modified. Okay, last DDL, last modified by. Okay, and if you added any comments, see, last DDL by who ran this query. I ran the query at last time. I created one table, so that's the reason I got my name here. And any comments you further added, you'll got all the details. Not only from the tables. Let's go ahead and get the columns information now. Column. So this is a view. Okay. Now if I run this one, right? So total entire my database level, how many columns were there? I'll get all the details. Here it would be there. See, everything will be there. Everything. And we'll be having so many things here, not only one or two here. So if I come here, right, I can able to get the how many number of table constraints, table privileges have created for this database. This is as I mentioned, right, this is a completely metadata, and a load history. Whenever you loaded the load history, okay, everything, the functions, any predefined functions, okay. Databases we already know. So when we create the database, so these all and all options we can it will create. Okay, okay. The total number of databases will get it here. Okay, everything. So the pipes you have created, stored procedures, everything. So these are some existing predefined stored procedures. So making sense. Still having any doubts in terms of the metadata management handled by the Snowflake?
So this will give the uh, data warehouse level, or that's a top hierarchy, right? Data warehouse.
It's going to use like a database level. Database level. Each database level will be having separate information schema. This is for the Freedom Pay account database, right? And for
Okay.
the Harsha Trainings, will be having the separate information schema again.
So where you are running is the matter.
Running it will be on the entire warehouse level, I can say.
Ah, that's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Entire warehouse level. Entire warehouse
Okay.
level. But we have to specifically define. So where and all you are fetching data from which database we have to specifically mention while
So
extracting
where
the data.
okay, the syntax is warehouse dot database dot schema.
No, this is a free database name dot. This is a database name
No,
dot
database.
schema name dot table name.
Okay. Okay. So within database, so it will store only one database then. It will show only one database.
You're talking about the databases, right?
Correct.
No, database is like a complete warehouse level. It's gonna show for every information schema for every database. So we'll be having the one more view, right? That's a database. If you see the
Yeah.
databases,
Yeah.
this database will gives the complete picture about the. It's gonna give you see. I can show you here. So this is here we have to go to the databases. If we come here, if I click on the data view, it's not going to give only about the freedom pay, it's going to give the complete the details, because as I am the account admin, because I log in
Ah,
as account admin, right,
got it. Now I got
I
it.
could able to see the complete end to end top to bottom. And
Okay.
if you log in with some extra role or some specified role, then you could able to see the only information, the freedom pay only, not all the databases.
Correct.
As I am the
Yeah.
account admin, I could able to see the complete hierarchy
Yeah.
end to end.
Yeah. Understood. This had a 20 percentage.
Correct.
Mm,
Yeah, that's the reason
yeah.
I'm saying. So we have to make sure that this account access and security is very important in terms of seeing the data access history and everything, information schemas. Yeah, next one will be having the performance concept. So the where we will be having explain status. Do you know explain command what it will do in normal? I think MySQL also we have explain command. In Hive also we have explain command. So this is a kind of a dry run query. So that query will gives the complete picture before running the actual query. So how many aggregations involved, how many transformations got involved, how many the everything. It will give the complete end-to-end flow before running the actual query.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cost of the query. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll be having a query history as well. So query history, nothing but for example, if I executed then all the queries, right, I can able to get those all of the history as well. From activity last time it's very easy. So now if I come here, right, so I think Shabari able to see, right, if it comes to the query history, I can able to see the who ran the which query on which time, okay, who user, Last, I can filter out here. Filter.
Yeah.
Okay. So query ID, warehouse wise, who used which warehouse? I want to filter on the warehouse, who used the particular warehouse, compute warehouse, and the users also I can filter. Now these are the queries got triggered on top of the particular warehouse. Everything I can able to filter it, right? See, I can able to filter.
Correct.
So query
It
history is very important where you can able to get the all the statistics. And thing is, must and should you should have the some proper role to see the data.
so how long it will store? 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
It will be stored completely, I think so. There is no restriction kind of it can store because query history, it's a kind of where it's going to create the query ID for each and every query what you triggered. It's a unique one.
Okay.
So it will create from a starting of your data. Say I created almost 4 or 5 days back, right? Till I could able is the first query as well. Everything. But only thing is, so we'll be having the cache memory as well. So it's not available in any other RDBMS or any advanced Spark or Hadoop. So we'll be having the what we can call the cache memory. That means,
Okay.
for example, now if I executed the one query within the Snowflake, right? So we got the result, and we were processed 100 GB of data, and we got the results for it took around 10 minutes of time to fetch the data. Next time, I ran the same query without modifying the data, without modifying the query as well. Just I ran the same query again. Next time, it's going to take hardly 30 seconds. Because
Be-
what are the
mm,
query you have triggered, that result is storing into the cache memory. It will be available for next 24 hours.
yeah.
That means,
If that
see,
was not 6 months before I ran the same query, I rerun again, it will be run faster.
it will be run faster without modifying the query and without modifying the data.
Oh, correct.
Because if the data was modified, obviously the query will fetches the data once again, then it will go for long run again.
Yeah.
But usually in any RDBMS, we used to go with the select star from table. It will take a hell lot of time. Again, if there is a requirement, again you have to run the same query again. Obviously, it will take again same time. But when it comes to the Snowflake, no, it was not like that. And we'll be having the multi-clustering as well, the different warehouses configurations. Okay, where and all we can do the changes. What are different warehouses sizes are available? Everything, the query performance, see the query performance, scale up, scale out options within the warehouses. This all will come under the performance concepts only. Okay, and next one is the data loading and unloading activities. We'll get around the 10% of the questions. Okay, and we'll be having the stage, different types of external stage, internal stage. Okay, and file size. Okay, maximum 1 GB we can upload from the file system. There are some different options are available. Okay, and how can we load the bulk data using the Snowflake UI? Okay, and different commands to load the data, like create pipe, copy into, get it, and insert into, overwrite into, put, stream, different options. Okay, and we can load do the unload as well. Unload means where we can delete the data from the Snowflake. That's by using the these commands. Format command, alter file format, something this is about. And next one related to data transformations, as I mentioned, we'll be having the some transformations related operations we have to follow. Okay, a UDF or variant column. Variant column is very important. Okay, and within the JSON data, how can we go ahead and flatten the data, a kind of nested structure? Okay, everything will be there in terms of the transformations. And last one is data production, data sharing. So this is a very well, we have few more things, but this is a gonna plays very crucial role again. So this is a completely different concepts compared to the any other existing RDBMS providers. Time travel, fail-safe, data encryption, cloning option, zero cloning, replication, everything. And here only we'll be having different types of account types. What is a Snowflake marketplace and data exchange? So we already covered this marketplace, if you remember. So we got this some COVID-19 data right from the marketplace. Okay, and in the marketplace where we can sell our data as well, where we can sell our complete database as well. Okay, private data exchange. Okay, yeah, that's all, and this all deals with the some exam level preparations. Okay, they are given. Okay, and some they given some video, but it's completely paid. We have to pay, and this is all not required. And when it comes to the dumps, right? Okay, so I'm sharing. So these are the some dumps. Okay, I can show you. So this is a one of the dump, so which we supposed to be follow. So this gonna plays a very crucial role in terms of the clearing the certification exam. Okay, so we'll be having the number of questions here. Total will be having the around 600 odd questions. These all questions which we got we prepared this document from the people who given the certification. Whatever they remembered, they've added here. The question option A, option B, and option C, option D, and as well as we'll be having the suggested answer as well as the explanation as well, and the reference documentation also we have added here. Why we need to choose the, for example, there is confusion between option A and option B. So here we selected the A something. So why we need to choose A? Okay. So instead of argument, so we have added the documentation as well. Everything was maintained here. So we'll be having the total of 600 plus odd questions we'll be having here. More than 600, I think so. Scenario based questions, everything was mentioned here. See? And also we'll be having the another set of questions as well. So where we'll be having the some few dump questions. Okay, so these are very important as well. Okay, and I'll share these things with you as well. So okay, these all are the questions. Okay, and also we'll be having the quick revision as well. So I think we have the few more documents as well, which I can't share it right now because I have to remove a couple of things over there. Then I can show it to you. So we'll be having the different types of questions here. If you're going for exam, okay, how we supposed to be follow and everything. And also while giving the exam, we have to follow some certain few steps as well. So these all are SQL dumps, Snowflake SQL dumps only. Not SQL, it's a kind of certification dumps. So yeah, and one more document, so which is gonna plays a very crucial role while taking the certification exam. Okay, so this is how we supposed to be attend the exam, take the exam. Okay, so the time management, how many questions you will get it. Okay, make sure that our system should be up and running. We'll get 100 questions, and while taking the exam, we'll be having the different options to save the questions, like a flag option. Okay, no negative marking. Okay, and we have to join before 45 minutes of the actual certification exam, because where we supposed to be take care of these things, and we have to share our workplace image, front, back, left, right side, everything, the entire room. We have to take a picture and share it with them, and we have to share our selfie as well, and the way they will take care of the lip movement monitor as well. So we can't read the, we are not supposed to be read out the question. Okay, and if you read the question, they can easily. So it's kind of proctor-based questions. So where they'll monitor, make sure that, so we're not supposed to be read out the question. And if you got some network issues in between, so there is a chat option to connect with them again. Okay, and they'll get to know that, okay, if you're facing any network issues. Okay, and if they found something any malicious, so they can stop the exam immediately, and we can give a proper explanation to them. Then they will restart the exam. Okay, and we're not supposed to be read the question. That's what I already mentioned. Okay, and these are some my experience within in terms of exam. Okay, root cause analysis, findings, and stored procedures, caller and permissions, everything. So this is all about the certifications point of view. Okay, any doubts so far? Sandeep, Shravani, Natraj, Monica.
now it's
Mostly
clear.
it's clear.
So Shabani, are you clear, right? Everything?
Yeah, yeah, I'm good. Thank you for the detail.
Okay. So if you don't have any doubts, so that we'll connect tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be having session on SSO authentication. So how can we able to configure the SSO using the Microsoft account? So that involves a lot of process. It's a very tedious process we're supposed to follow. I'm working on that to showcase you how it's gonna working in the real time. So that's a lengthy process. It's not that much simple to authenticate because it involves security level mechanism and configurations we're supposed to be do Azure level. A few Azure services also involving over there. I'm working on that. So once it works, so tomorrow I can show you how we can configure everything. Okay, but you're not supposed to be follow that matters in everyone. So just look and feel how we're supposed to be follow in case in future if you got the similar kind of requirement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And please contact me through Harsha Trainings. Okay, if you have any doubts in terms of certification, definitely I can help you on that. So don't worry. It's an easy exam only. Only thing is you have to follow the proper documentation. That's going to help you a lot. Not more than that. Don't refer any third-party documentation. There is a Udemy courses as well for the certification exam point of view. Okay, you can go through that one as well. But documentation is pretty enough, I can say.
Got it. Since no negative mark, right? That gives more
Yeah,
good
more
thing.
confidence, right?
Yeah, more confidence. Yeah.
I agree. But thing is, only make sure that so while giving the exam, so it's a very easy only. But even
Mm,
the single question is also very important. Sometimes we may think it's correct, but it may be wrong.
correct. That's the beauty of objective type. Yeah.
Uh, okay, team. Then, so if you don't have any doubts, so we'll connect to tomorrow. Catch up tomorrow, same time, 7 a.m. IST.